Husker Harvest Days. And Leslie Boswell's here with me from Common Ground. And Leslie, explain a little bit more about Common Ground in case people don't know what you guys do. You really reach out to consumers for us and tell us what is behind the products we use every day, right?
That's exactly right. That is our purpose, is to try to reach out to customers and consumers. We are a group of volunteer farm women. We are all involved in production ag or in the ag industry somehow. And we are trying to reach out to the women that buy their groceries to explain to them how their crops are produced, how their hogs are, or how their livestock is produced. We live on the farms, we drink the water, we're raising our families there too, and we know that we can trust our products. We want them to understand that they can trust them as well.
And you have a family history of pig farming and
yes, I do.
In that industry. Sometimes people have the concern, they hear the H in one and now it's H2 something. People hear about that. Do you get questions about that? Have people asked you about that? Is that a concern?
Once in a while, it is not really a concern. It was very wrongly labeled originally swine flu. It was not a swine flu. In fact, the first cases were people having some type of an influenza that they were giving to the pigs. It is not something that affects the meat. It does affect production. So there are certain strains of it that, like any other influenza, it can evolve and it can change into things that we're not aware of yet, or we don't know for sure where it's going to go yet. But at this point, there is nothing to be concerned about on that.
Safe.
We are absolutely safe. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There isn't the antibiotics that they talk about. We are very careful. We immunize them just like we immunize our own children. We give them antibiotics if they are sick, but they are very closely regulated, and there's a very stringent withdrawal period after antibiotics before that meat ever hits the market. So we know that our animals are safe when they do go into market.
And you know about row crop farming. Your family does that. What is it that you want people to understand that you, as a farm family, what you do for the ag business and then consumers? It trickles on down, right?
It does. It does. One of the things that we are trying to do, and you can call it a GMO, but basically it's a breeding technique that helps develop crops for different resistances to different problems. They are also working very hard and making strides on a drought-resistant corn and a drought-resistant wheat so that we would use less water. With the rotation programs that we use, we try to use less chemicals. We utilize every bit of fertilizer that we can. And so we're doing everything that we can to produce a much more efficient crop, a safer crop. We're trying to eliminate, and really a lot of that has to do with the expenses too. A lot of those things are just way too expensive, and water is getting very tightly regulated, so we have to be careful with what we use.
Well, Leslie, thank you so much for swinging by. And these Common Ground ladies, you can find them in the Commodities Building.
Yes.
And you'll answer questions. If you have any questions as a consumer, I tell you what, these ladies lay it out there just like Leslie did for us here. Thank you again.